Hiya folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while and I've got a little job to do, so I thought I'd film it and make a little video about it. So if you watch the videos I've made before, you'll know that since the beginning of April I've been living in my van full time. So this is going to be my first winter living full time in the van. It's the middle of November now, and this morning I woke up and I'd completely run out of battery power. Everything was dead, there was nothing there, and so I need to upgrade something and start thinking about how to get more power over winter. We've had no solar for quite a few days and I've not done much driving, so I thought I'd upgrade the battery to battery charger. So at present I've got a Sterling BB1230, which is a 30 amp battery to battery charger, but it's only been giving me about 20 amps charge. And so I've bought this Renogy. This is a 50 amp B2B charger, and it's also got a built-in MPPT, which is really useful, and I've got an idea for that. So I'm going to get started and show you how I go about this, because the cables don't go in the same places obviously, and I'm going to make adjustments and need to extend cables and one thing and another. So we'll get cracking. So because my B2B charger is mounted in the rear of the van down here, I'm going to have to take the fridge out because all the cables run down there and behind the fridge. So that's the first job. So that's that out. And that's something to think about when you're building a van. Make sure that the alleyway down here is wide enough to get the fridge out and slide it down, because that only just fits by, I don't know, 15 mil. Right, well, this is the starter battery. The next thing to do is to disconnect this live cable that feeds the existing battery to battery charger, so we've got no power going through, and I can safely take the old one out. So on the Sterling B2B, the cable connections, this is the live coming in from the starter battery, this is the negative that goes back to the starter battery, this is the output from the B2B, goes through the fuse and then goes on to the positive buzz bar that connects to the batteries. But you also have a negative wire that runs direct from the vehicle battery to the leisure batteries or to your negative buzz bar. So that's that out, and I just need to go around the other side and pull the cables through and just put a bit of electrician's tape around that live wire there. So I've got this unit out now, and this was a positive from the starter battery, the negative neutral from the starter battery. But on the Renogy it's a little bit different. You have the positive coming from the starter battery, and then you have a negative running from the starter battery right through to the leisure battery, which is the same as the Sterling, but you don't have this one here, the negative that runs from the starter battery to this unit. Instead you have a negative that runs from the 50 amp B2B direct onto the leisure batteries, onto the negative buzz bar, so we won't be needing this wire. The Sterling B2B also has these two wires, and these are the temperature sensor which goes onto the negative side of one of your batteries. So I'm going to disconnect that and take it out. In this kit you get these two MC4 connectors with a short length of cable and a lug on, and as you can see in the instructions, these are for the solar panel. So the positive from the solar panel connects to this connection here, which is this one on the B2B unit. So I'm going to put that on first before I fasten it to the boarding, to the wall, and then the negative just goes directly on to the leisure battery, onto the negative side. So this one I'm just going to attach direct to negative bus bar. So we've got that in position now. It's just 4 screws to either side, and I've got the positive side of the MC4 connector connected to that one, and the negative is connected to the negative bus bar over there. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, this is an easy job, is connect this, and this is the ignition feed, and this just slots in down the side here, and so I'm going to drill a hole down here, feed it through, and then connect it up to the existing one on the other side. So that's the ignition feed, just plugs in there and connected up, if you can see, just inside there. So where I'm parked up at the minute, I'm in Rotherham, and I'm parked outside Maltby Auto Electrical Services, and inside there is a group called Split Charge, and so I didn't know what cables I were going to need to do this job, so I'm actually doing it outside the shop, and anything I need I can just pop in and get the cables made up. They make cables up with lugs on. They've got absolutely everything to do with auto electrics and camper vans, etc. And if you see Adam, he's a great lad. He works for Split Charge in there, and he can't do enough for you. And so I suggest you can order online from them as well. They're really nice lads, and so it's really helpful for me at this moment for doing this job. And so now I've had Adam make a couple of cables up for me, and I've got the negative from the charger unit that goes inside here, out over the top and down onto my negative bus bar, and I've connected the positive out from the charger into a MIDI fuse holder with a 60 amp fuse in there, and that goes direct onto the batteries. Now you do get this mega fuse holder with the kit, but I'd already got the MIDI fuse holder in place, and so there's no point putting this huge thing in there. It's actually the same size as the fuse for the inverter, so it just saves a job and saves space. I don't know if I'd have room for that one. So right, next cables. So now on the bottom left of the unit we've got this cable which connects directly to the vehicle starter battery. It needed extending, but Adam kindly came in and put a splice in for me on the existing one. So next we've got the voltage sensing cable, an extremely long one that comes in the package, and this just plugs into the side of the unit, and then these obviously either go on your battery, but I'm going to put them on the positive bus bar and negative bus bar. So that's the wiring complete. The little green plugs here, that's the battery voltage sensor and the ignition signal sensor, and the voltage sensor I've just drilled a hole through here, ran it in the back, brought it out through the top up here and ran it across. I'm going to clip those new cables up at some point, but it's worth mentioning also that you need 6 inches of headroom above the unit because of the heat sink creating heat, and I've just managed to do that. So now I'll put the fuse, well, reconnect the cable up to the starter battery again. So the default setting on these chargers when you first connect them, if you look at the green light on the right there, that indicates the battery type, and it's set by default to lead acid. So because I've got lithium, just press this little button on the side here, press it twice until it goes to blue, and that means it's now set for lithium charging. So let's give it a go. So there we go, all working fine. The red light shows that the alternator is charging the unit, and if I look on my Victron app here, I don't know if you can see, but that's showing that I'm getting 48.94 amps or 49 amps charging, and I have two 100 amp hour lithium batteries, so if I'm getting 50 amps an hour, that means I'm getting 25% total charge, which is fantastic. So with 1 hour's driving, I'm going to get 25% of my battery power boosted, or boosted by 25%. So the next modification I'm making for winter is some new shoes for the van, and I'm down here at Rogue Alloys in Reading in the showroom. And they've got an impressive selection of alloys. It's been needing doing for some time because the steel rims on my van are totally shot. I've tried spraying them up a few times in silver, but you can't beat a new set of wheels. And I'm just waiting now, and hopefully they're going to be fitted very soon, so we'll have a look when it's done. So as you can see, I've gone for the BFG all-terrain KO2s, and I know I'm only driving a two-wheel drive vehicle, but at the end of the day I'm going to feel more confident in the winter with these. It was only yesterday when I got the new wheels and tyres fitted, and today I drove over to Stonehenge and I've parked up on this road, and it is potholes everywhere, and I felt great driving up here in these great big off-roaders, even though it probably didn't make any difference. But just look at the state of them. So nothing lasts new for long round here with me. And there's Frankie, and in the distance is Stonehenge. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.